Us to Toronto, the site of games 1 and 2.
There's only one place to go, right?
That's it. If you're a baseball fan, this is where you want to be.
Look at that.
Games 1 and 2. They'll travel on Sunday, and then the series resumes in Los Angeles for 3 and 4, and if necessary, 5.
Maybe we could get on that plane.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
You got to check in first, Lauren.
Yeah, you got to check. You got to check in
Passport.
online. You got to get your passport online. So it's the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, of course. How about this? I saw this right here. The Dodgers, where is it? Dodgers are the third team in the wild card era to clinch a pennant with just one postseason loss. The 05 White Sox did it 20 years ago, and the 1999 Yankees did it as well. Both of those teams swept their World Series opponents.
So we're going to do tail of the tape. Go through lineups, rotations, and bullpens. Are you the host? Yes? Take us
what does
first.
it say here?
Lineup. The crazy part about the lineup for the Dodgers, when I was covering the championship series, they swept the Brewers, they dominated the Phillies. They hit 223.
I mean, you got to look at it. You can't look at it on paper, though. You got to look at it matchup based and who's swinging the bat in the moment. Right? The bottom half of Toronto Blue Jays lineup has been really effective.
Yeah, but I think the top when you found
and then you got
Shohei.
So is Teo and Tommy and Kike.
Yeah, well, they're handling.
Come on, this is ridiculous.
That's crazy at the top.
These guys trump. They have to.
But what I'm saying is they swept the Brewers and they almost swept the Phillies and they hit 220 while doing it. Think about that.
Yeah,
that was one game.
Average gets punted though.
So if we can assume that the Dodgers lineup we give the edge to, does the possibility of Bo Bichette being put into the lineup, how does that factor into how you compare the two?
Well, listen, if I'm John Snyder, I don't mess with what's been working.
Okay.
Other than because you can't have, when you look at George Springer, he's hobbling right now.
Yes.
And you can't be
put him out on the
station. And you can't have any mishaps. We saw what happened with Seattle.
Are you willing to take the chance to put him in the field?
That's the point I'm making. Like you can't worry about what you've been working. Defense is everything for me.
Yeah. And
you don't know. Listen, if he could DH, bring him. Do I want him on my roster? Yes. This is not about not having him.
Yeah.
It's about what has been working for you and what you've gotten from these guys up the middle defense-wise.
So, D-Row, it's almost like you're for a bullpen pitcher or for Chris Bassett back in Game 7. Find the lane. Maybe that's the route they go with Bo Bichette if they don't put him out in the field, right?
Imagine deploying him off the bench against a lefty.
Yes.
That'll keep Dave Roberts. Vesia,
right?
He matches up really good. I know it's induced vertical break at the top of the zone, but I like Bo Bichette's chances in that matchup.
We haven't seen much of the bullpen for the Dodgers. Let's show you the rotation side by side, and it has been just a masterclass. It's 4 aces on the left. It just is.
Yeah, this figured itself out on the left side, right? This is where but if you're Toronto, you can't get spooked by what you've seen in that series against the Brewers. This right here is a makeshift, but I think it's one of those ones when you look at the Jays, it's been working. They understand. Shane Bieber, I watched him the other night. He can't nibble. He has to go after guys. He has to be his best version of what we've seen from him.
Yeah.
He's healthy. Scherzer, that is what they need to lean on, the experience of him and
then
what he's done.
Remember J.P. Morosi, D-Row, talking about Chris Bassett.
So crazy. I see these names, and it's like Cy Young,
Yep.
one, biggest story in the game, going in postseason. And
You're still going with
Right.
right now, in this moment, back in 5 years ago, in the moment, Max, when Shane were at the top of the food chain, this is unhittable. He's been unhittable. He only has to be unhittable for 5.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
He's a unicorn.
When he went 4 compared to when he went 9, what was the difference?
Who's that?
Yamamoto. When he went 4 against the Phillies and they scored, 5 or 6 off of him, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think he's a big command guy for me with Yamamoto. He likes to deploy all his pitches and empty the bucket early because he doesn't know what he's going to need to put you away with late. So I think it's more command-based. But you could say that about everybody. The bottom line is I want to see these arms against Toronto. I want to see the game plan and the quality of at bat, because Blake Snell, he's had clunkers before, Don't kid yourself. They beat them. They're able to beat Blake game 1 and hand the ball to, and we don't know who they're starting yet, hand the ball and get a lead there. Yamamoto gets a ton of pressure put on him.
Sure, or if you squeak out a win like the Phillies almost did in game 1 against Blake, they kept it close, then the bullpen, and they get to him.
But the winner, Blake's on, the game's over.
Yeah.
The winner of...
You're trying to sneak one, and he's the right one with Snell in Toronto.
Where I find it hard to believe if Gausman can get through the Dodgers lineup like scot-free. Like somebody might click him, you know, like a...
Well, that's fine. Let it be a solo.
Exactly.
Right. You can't be having 3-run homers.
The Dodgers rotation has an ERA of 1.4 this postseason. That's in 10 games. That's on pace to be the lowest in a single postseason all time. Okay, let's talk about the bullpen. This is optimal bullpen for both the Blue Jays. We know that they had their issues throughout the season, but they got the biggest outs.
Don't get caught up in
Go 4 down.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
when
hand the
in
ball to
doubt,
him.
Louis Varland. But I want people at home to understand, don't get caught up in kind of the name popping out at you. It's the lane they're going to pitch in. It's the shapes. It's the quality of the stuff, right?
Well, you know,
to be able to come in and get outs.
You're right, because when we saw Chris Bassett the other night,
He looked great.
he looked outstanding, and it's based on the lane that he put him in, and also when you have all these high leverage arms, then you're flipping up curveballs. You're throwing something totally against the grain of what we typically see from these bullpens. And I like how he threw them out there and got those big 3 outs.
I'd be honest with you. There's one name that just flashes at me.
Where is it?
Because it's going to be the difference between whether the Dodgers win this
Sasaki?
thing. It's Sasaki.
Yeah.
Because I'm not buying the fact that you could do what he did at the beginning of the year. Be that, like, mild and kind of intimidated, want to go down.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I'm supposed to believe you're Mariano Rivera?
Why wouldn't you, though? It's only 1 inning.
Because in here, and in here, I got to believe that there's still doubt. So if I'm the Blue Jays, I got to capitalize on the fact that at some point the moment's going to get
He'll
big.
break, right?
And if he goes through this World Series, and he does dominate, then it's real.
But I'll take the 1 inning
So
right now.
both of you give the edge to the Dodgers?
I'm not giving them the edge, though.
Okay.
No, I'm still
Maybe a push.
A push. But
Okay.
this Toronto Blue Jays bullpen, they can handle their business. Like I don't think Snyder is worried about going out there and bringing these guys in a situation that he has to go out. And I just like the fact that you have a Chris Bassett sitting down at the bottom going, I can throw him. I can use him in a lot of ways.
I was on the phone with Mac during that game. Me and Brian McCann are talking, and Bassett goes through the 8th. He goes, well, let's bring him back out for the 9th.
Let's go.
He looks awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
That's
right.
In game.
Hoffman did strike out the side in the ninth.
Yeah.
He looked great. Real quick, managers. Obviously, Dave Roberts is going to have the edge.
I mean, there it is.
Resumes and experience. But
Dave's going to Hall of Fame.
But you know what? And Lauren, we were talking about this. John Schneider, he's pushed the right buttons
He really
in some
has.
big key moments.
Yeah.
He has that team together.
What I like about him, he rubs some people the wrong way.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like having a little
He's a
bit of
Jersey boy.
And I think it's
Jersey
interesting.
boy.
And it's easy to say, well, Dave Roberts has the most talent. You have to manage the personalities, right? Remember, we talked to him in spring. Everyone wants to be told they're pretty, right? They're a bunch of super duper stars, and he has them playing together.
No, also he has this calm demeanor. Like I watched him throughout the whole game. They have the camera on him a ton.
That's because his starters are going 9.
Right. No, well, you're watching him. He's sitting back with his glasses on, chilling.
Right.
Snyder is actually chilling. And he had a great, in-game conversation the other day about, hey, listen, we have to wait this out. Certain dudes are going to, give it to you first through 5 innings. Wait it out, but at some point we're gonna come out on top. I just like his calm demeanor.
Yeah.
As far as just understanding the big moment can be too big for him.
And I love the fact that who John Schneider surrounds himself with. Don Mattingly.
Yeah.
Has managed, been there, done that. Pete Walker. I played in Toronto. I can make the argument he's the best pitching coach I've ever been around. Like, he is phenomenal. DeMarlo Hale.
Solid.
He should be managing a team somewhere.
Yeah.
So, like, he has surrounded himself
Good point.
with A-listers.
Love that.
All right, well, we'll
be ready to go. The other part of this is interesting is, Yonder, we know Shohei Ohtani, he spurned Toronto, right? The Jays wanted to get him. The fans will be all over him, games 1 and 2. But he's probably thinking to himself, how do I top game 6? 6 innings, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs. I don't know what's going to happen for our sequel here, but I can't wait to see Ohtani.
I can't wait to see him. This whole knack of, he's been cold in the postseason. Yeah. It just doesn't matter. I mean, this is how good he is. He's going to go out there and punch 8, 9, however he's going to punch. He's going to give you length, 5 or 6 innings. But this is what we're coming to see, right? Him at the dish and him hitting. I just don't know how you stop him, because I think what the Phillies did was basically give him a little bit of a cold streak for a little bit, because that's how good they pitched him. But other than that, I mean, I just don't see any other way how you can just contain this guy, because that lineup after him gets that much tougher.
When you get a feel, too, when you hit 3 home runs, and, you look right here, he kind of struggled in the division here, but the NLCS, he came back with those 3 home runs in that last game while he pitched 6+ innings and punched out 10, which might be the greatest game of all time. As a hitter, when I'm scuffling, and you saw him take batting practice out on the field, you're looking for feels. You're looking for something. You're looking for trajectory. You're looking to see where the ball goes. How he was taking that batting practice was exactly how he hit in the game. He was hitting balls over the mezzanine there. He was crushing balls. So if I'm a Dodger fan, and I go into this game 1, I know Ohtani found something in that game 4 that he's going to bring into this series.
And that's what I was going to say. For you, listen, you were a lifetime 300 hitter, you can hit, but you're not exempt from slumps. You know what it's like. Just dig down harder, extra BP, and once you find it, hopefully you turn that corner.
You're looking for feels. When you're struggling, looking for feels. More visually than anything. Am I catching the ball too out front? Am I not slow enough? Is my heart rate not slow enough?
As much as feel, you made a great point on feel, is finding your way around home plate. It's something else to hit in the batting cage and not seeing that batter's box that you're facing every single night. And I think he found himself there. That's why he probably hit on the field is, let me see the ball. Yeah, I know I've got power, but it's that feel at home plate. It's completely different. I mean, you're stepping foot in a different house every single day in the batting cage. When you're stepping in on that home plate, that's your home plate. I felt like he found that. He found the strike zone. He's getting better pitches now, and he's going at it with authority.
Ohtani was great against the Jays in the regular season. 7 for 13, 3 extra base hits, so he did certainly hit Toronto pitching. All right,
I'm going to whip it up right here and see what we got going on this bowl. Not much.
A lot of yoke.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, I think one of the biggest recipes for success is to lengthen those starting pitchers. Last year, you go back and look at the Dodgers, they went to that Doc went to the bullpen so much. This year, that's not the case. The Achilles heel has been that bullpen. So you saw in that Brewers series, the length from the starters, man. You got Yamamoto gave you a complete game. Snell gave you 8. Glasnow and Ohtani gave you close to 6+. Then you go to your bullpen and you can shorten the bullpen. But, you see right here, the outs recorded by these guys, 24, 27, 17, and 18. That was the recipe for success in the CS. And I think it's going to be the same thing in the World Series, is to get length from your starters.
Yeah, make sure you get into at least the 6th inning, if not longer. Make sure I think of the 2019 World Series. Strasburg, Scherzer, Corbin, those guys were a really good starting unit. What else you got?
The second thing for the recipe for success, you're out in Hollywood, baby. The stars need to come out. The stars, the reason they have the lineup that they have, because it's star power. You got Ohtani at the top, you got Betts, you got Freeman. I'm even going to throw Muncy in there too. I think he's a big bat. He's a star for me for what he does. But these guys need to come out. You saw what Ohtani can do when he's clicking on all cylinders. Freddie Freeman, we saw what he did last year in the World Series with that huge grand slam, game 1. Mookie Betts has been hot in these last couple months doing his thing. But these guys need to really show up. They've had pretty good postseasons. Obviously, Ohtani's getting hot. Betts has been the one consistent guy, but Freddie Freeman's going to be a guy that they'll lean on. The stars need to come out.
And certainly those stars have been massive for the Dodgers to get to this point. Freddie's trying to win his 3rd World Series overall. It's amazing. What's the last ingredient in your recipe?
What do you want? What do you want when you want to win a championship? You want great starting pitching. You want to have big runners in scoring position, have your stars come through, and you want that great defense, Adnan. That's the last recipe. That's like the cheese on top of the omelet, real nice. Maybe a little salt and pepper, but you can't give extra outs. This is the World Series. And a team like the Blue Jays, they will exploit those extra outs. They find ways to get on. They find ways to put together rallies, as we saw with the Mariners a couple times. They had some mishaps.
Yeah.
They capitalized on them. So for the Dodgers, play clean baseball, no extra outs, 27 outs, and make sure that, you get after it every single night.
And L.A. was not sloppy. Third in defensive runs saved in the regular season. Perhaps that will augur success in the playoffs. You're right. The M's did go. What are we making here, by the way?
We're over here, nice little omelet, 3-egg omelet.
Okay, 3-egg omelet.
You like some jalapenos? What do you like, Yonder?
I'll take them all.
You want some chorizo in there?
Why not?
Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't
Case
we?
is heavy protein.
Well, heavy protein. Maybe a steak omelet, real nice, with some chicken.
That's how you get the day started right. Excellent job on my cooks in the kitchen. Watch MLB legends and stars tee off for the inaugural Capital One MLB Open at Shadow Creek, November 18th at 9:30 Eastern on TNT. Go to MLB.com/golf for more details. Shohei Ohtani coming off arguably the single greatest baseball game ever played. He's hit well against the Blue Jays this season. Of course, they know him from all those years with the Angels. How are the Jays going to approach pitching to Ohtani, specifically late in games?
A lot like that challenge with Aaron Judge in the ALDS against the Yankees, where you could tell they were shaping their entire game plan around it from that 4th, 5th, 6th inning on. Now, with Aaron Judge, they kind of stuck Louis Varland to him a couple of times. They picked their best reliever and went that route. For Ohtani, you've got to open up the conversation of lefties, and the Blue Jays don't exactly have that powerhouse lefty, that shutdown lefty. Brendan Little, will they go back to him after what happened in Game 5 in the CS? I'm not sure. Mason Fluharty has a bit more of that funky lower arm slot delivery, which has given Shohei trouble. Mason Fluharty had that big strikeout of him back mid-season in their game in L.A., so that's an option, but they've got to dance around him all series long. I think that's John Schneider's biggest job, and it's probably at the top of the list. He's going to lose sleep this week.
Yeah, dance around. Could be the last dance for Josh Schneider and the Blue Jays to try to get back to that World Series. Keegan Matheson does an outstanding job covering the Blue Jays on MLB.com. I encourage you to read his work. I look forward to the Pizza Nova being hot and fresh for Games 1 and 2 in the World Series in the Media Press Box. I'll see you soon.
I love it. We'll see you there.